spade hook knot. The reason is these used to be called snell hooks. They got the little flattened, there's no hole in it. And so, of course, the knot that you used would be a snell knot. Now it's used for multiple different things, and the different variations, people can get them confused with other knots. So for simplicity's sake, we're going to call this the spade hook knot. It's very simple. Of course, I'm left-handed, so this may look backwards to you, but the process is the same. I'll take my leader material. Remember, leader is lighter on breakage than mainline. I'm going to fold it. So I've got some tag or tail. I often just call it my tail. My tag in line. I'm going to lay it along the top of the shank of the hook, and then I'm going to pinch it like so. That way I have that tip and everything secured. This is secured. Everything is set, good to go. I'll take my tag in line. It doesn't matter which way you go with this because there's no eyelet. I'm going to wrap this, in this case, 5 times. You may find if you take and hold this tight, it'll make it easier. A 20-pound test or 10-kilo test, I would normally use 6 to 7 wraps. Anything less in line diameter, possibly up to 10 wraps. Now that I've got this done, I'm going to switch hands. I want to be able to pinch this so this does not come unraveled from the back. I'm going to take my tail. I'm going to slide it through. And then I'm going to hold it again. Because if you don't hold it, it's just going to come unwrapped from the back. Now I'm going to just gently pull this. Come here. Where's my tag end? There we go. I want to make sure my tag end doesn't get caught in there until we've got something that looks similar to this. This is where it has passed through that back loop. I pull this to tighten the loop. There you go. At this point, I can then take my forceps, my needle nose, whatever. I want to get a good grip on this. I want to wet it, saliva in my bucket of water, whatever. Then I'm going to pull this tight. Pull this tight. So I've tightened the whole knot both directions. Clip off my remaining tag or tail end. Then I'm going to rotate the line so that the line is setting underneath the hook. Then I'm going to pull it forward, hold it, give it one last good little unk, and there you go. That's not coming off, okay? Now, this knot can also be used in a number of different items. It's a very versatile knot. Let me try to get this undone here. I've got a eyed knot. I can do the same thing with an eyed knot. All I do is I put the yeah, there we go. Put it on along the top of the shank as normal. Hold this tight. Do my wraps. I want to be sure that I keep this line here, my main leader line, taut across, that it doesn't get caught up in those wraps. So every time I do this, every time I do this, what I do is I give it a slight pull to make sure that that's relined up. All right. Hold my line again. Run this, my tail or tag end, through that back hoop. hold it, cinch it down from the front, just like so. Do all my tightening, my clipping. I would then run this to the top. Instead of turning it, I would then run it through the eye of the hook, and there you go. Another way to use this knot is if I want to align two lines together. If I want to put two lines together. And this will be slightly different because I'm going to make a loop with one line, say my main line, and I want to tie my leader to it without using any other materials. I will simply slide this one through that loop, then I will pinch these two loops together. Just like with the snell before, I'll do my wraps. Then you'll notice here, I have a slight, on that first twist, there's a little hole. I'm going to pass this through the hole. Come here. This is where my hands give me problems. Then I'm going to pull my line tight, both ends, using the tag end as well, otherwise it will cinch up on you. Now I'm not going to tighten that fully at this point because I still need this to slide. I want to turn it around, pinch this. Remember, I want to leave a little bit of a loop in there. Do my wraps. Hold that, pass the tail through that little loop, pull the two of them evenly and slowly. You notice I'm pushing this knot down, that way it doesn't accidentally cinch up on me in the process. Now, once I have those two there, I can wet it, pull it tight, trim it off, and there you go. Your lines will be secured. I'm not tightening this all the way because I want to reuse these lines. So that's another way you can use the snell knot. Now, let's say, heaven forbid, your main leader line that you want to attach something to, the eye of the hook that you want to use is too small for your leader line. Again, easy way to do this. Say the eye is too small. I go through the same process. Come here. There we go. Do my loop. Hold it. Tighten my main leader. And do my wraps. All right. Come here, you. There we go. Then I'm going to hold it. pass my line through the back, like so. I can then hold that. See how that's pulling that line in? Then I can get down. Once I've got that there, I tighten it, clip it, run it to the end of the hook, give it another good tight, rotate it just like the Spade so it's on the bottom. You may want to put a piece of tubing or something along here to cover that up, because that will give it a tendency to catch weeds and so on. I do that also for my Spade hooks. But it can be done just as easily if, for whatever reason, your leader line is too thick for the eye of your hook to effectively tie a knot. So that is the main way, the main reason for the snell, and alternatives on how to use that knot when in the field. This is the one you're going to have to show us in the class that you know how to tie and secure that line to. All right? At this point, I would have some silicone rubber seal. It's a tubing. I'd slide the tubing over it. Well, they call it an anti-tangle sleeve. I would clip what I need, slide it on, and then that would cover all of this so that I've got a nice straight line on my leader and nothing here to take and snag or hook anything on. Lastly, let's do this on a real hook. Okay. I'm going to make my snell knot as normal. Come here, leader material. This is when my hands really give me problems, so bear with me. This is a mono, so it's going to be really bendy. It'll want to flex back on you. I'm going to make my loop. I'm going to hold that against the back of the hook. Take my tail. We're going to wrap this 7 times. This is a 20-pound test, so come on, hand. I'm going to go 1, 2. Remember, we want it to go over this main leader. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to pinch and hold this. I'm going to bring my leader, my tail end, through that loop. Just like so. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to tighten my line just a little. I'm going to snug this down so that they're both even. And this is where my forceps come in. I don't want to grab my main leader, but I can grab my tail. I'm going to wet it. And I want to pull both of them. Now that I've got that fairly tight, I want to hook my forceps on the hook. Using my fingernail, I'm going to pull the knot down to the front of where the Spade is. Give it one final good clip. Force of habit, I closed everything up again. I'm going to cut my leader. There we go. Cut my leader. You notice I got a little tag end there. What I like to do at the tag end is I want to pull all this away, so I've got my tag end. And I'm going to put a heat bead right there. Now you notice that heat bead is still above my line. Mono is really sensitive to this. You heat this line up, it's going to melt on you. I'm going to turn my hook, my line, so that my line is coming along the bottom. And this is what I was talking about before about the anti-tangle. It's a little, you get them in like 1 meter sections. But I can put this through here, bring this down. And there you go. Now everything is nice, even, secure. It's not going to be catching fine weeds and stuff in between that gap. And that's not required, but is optional, and I will tell you, very, very handy. All right? That's tying the snell hook, or tying the spade hook knot onward.